That is exactly what the Ohio governor, Mark DeWine, Republican governor Mark DeWine, just did when it comes to the trans mafia. Watch this. Keep in mind, guys, that the Ohio state legislature is ran by Republicans. They have a Republican supermajority in the Ohio House and the Ohio Senate, and the governor is supposed to be a Republican. HB 68. The legislation would have prohibited gender-affirming care for trans and non-binary youth, including hormone blockers, hormone replacement therapy, medical or surgical procedures, and some mental health services. The bill also sought to prohibit transgender athletes from partaking sports with females. So basically it would have kept sports segregated between boys and girls like it's supposed to be. The Ohio governor, Mark DeWine, just vetoed it. And he said his reasoning for vetoing this legislation was because parents have looked me in the eye and told me, but for this treatment, their child would be dead. He says that he believes that these type of decisions are best made for the children by the parents. So in the logic of Mark DeWine, the state government of Ohio has no place to regulate whether kids get given hormone blockers, puberty blockers, or partake in any medical or surgical procedures. And we're talking minors, people. We're talking minors. So in the brain of Mark DeWine, he thinks it's okay to give trans youth all these treatments that they're advocating for. And I'm not going to get into all the specifics because you know how YouTube loves to strike your channel for medical misinformation. And keep in mind that in last year's gubernatorial election, he won re-election by a huge margin, by like over 20 points. He got about 62.4% of the vote, and the Democrat Nan Whaley got about 37.4% of the vote. And shockingly, Ohio had the highest Republican support from black voters. Black people voted by a rate of 41% black men for Mark DeWine, 25% black women, which balances out to about a 32% black vote share overall, which is remarkable for the Republicans to get that percentage of the black vote. But this is not the first time this has happened. We saw this a few years ago in the great state of Arkansas. There was a governor by the name of Asa Hutchinson who I recently met, and I questioned him about a couple of things at this meeting I was at. And Asa Hutchinson actually vetoed a similar piece of legislation in the great state of Arkansas. Now, like Ohio, Arkansas, they currently have a supermajority in their legislature, so they overrode his veto because they got the power to do so. And Ohio can do the same thing. And I hope, and I do have the confidence that the state of Ohio will do the same thing. They will override Mark DeWine's veto of this legislation. Such a shame that Republicans are having to deal with this in Republican-run states. This is why you have drag queens reading stories to little children in schools. This is why you have trans women competing with biological women in sports and winning. We all know the story about Leah Thomas and the backlash that Riley Gaines received for standing up against it. You got conservatives that are praising this gay couple that's supposed to be conservative. I think the guy on the left's name is Dave Rubin. Him and his dude just, brought two babies into the world via surrogacy. And conservatives, not all of us, but the weaker, less conservative, the fake conservatives think this is okay. We even have a Republican governor in the Republican state of Utah who openly expresses his pronouns.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am Governor Spencer Cox, and I have the pleasure today of hosting the first One Utah Student Town Hall. And my preferred pronouns are he, him, and his.
You heard it out of the horse's mouth. I mean, I don't know where these people come from. You got Lady MAGA representing the Trump campaign last election cycle. You got these fake preachers that don't help either. We all know how Joel Osteen gets down. All these mega pastors, they're just motivational speakers and prosperity preachers. All they want to do is get money, fly around in their private jets, drive their Bentleys, live in their mega mansions. They don't care about preaching the gospel. And the solution to this is deeper than, politics and the church. It's going to take people on individual levels, getting themselves together. This black pastor out of my home state, he's actually from Baltimore, but he just took over a church that was plagued with all kind of scandals years ago. He wants to start growing marijuana on church properties to raise revenue and inspire the next generation of black farmers. Can't make this stuff up.
Turning Point USA is the largest youth organization in America. And in the past, you have said that you support gay marriage, and as well as
I've never said that. That is not true.
As well as having open homosexuals represent the organization. Now that we're in a church of believers, do you still believe that the sin of homosexualism is morally relative to Christian righteousness?
Well, first of all, I've never believed in gay marriage.
Segue to one final point is what I think is the position that needs to be articulated better is I have no problem if, gay marriage, whatever, like I believe marriage, one man, one woman, that's my own personal position, right? But I'm never going to tell government to have someone live a life. I think it's cool, you're married, I think it's great, and you should have all the same tax benefits, adopt children, it's great.
Yeah.
So there you have it, people. We all know how these people get down. We all know that most of these so-called conservatives are faux conservatives. They don't conserve nothing. This is why Donald Trump is so popular. This is why they fear him just to the highest degree, and they'll do anything they can to stop him. So I'm not going to ramble on too much more. I just wanted to say that, man, we got a real rhino problem on our hands. We know it. They know it. There's an internal struggle within the party. I'm not going to give up the fight. Hopefully you won't either. But we got to run them out one at a time. It's not going to be easy, but this cannot stand. It's no point of having a Republican governor or any Republican in office if they're going to cave on some of the most crucial issues of our time. Y'all hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the follow, leave a comment. Peace.